63.5 kilograms. Introducing your first fighter, making her way to the blue corner, from Sweden, Isa Keskikangas.
Isa Tidblad Keskikangas from Sweden. Probably one of the biggest female Muay Thai standouts in Europe. This 26-year-old is reigning IFMA European Muay Thai champion and IFMA World Muay Thai champion. Keskikangas also earned silver at the IFMA Muay Thai Royal World Cup, 67 kilograms, before suffering an elbow cut that cost her the fight. The Swede looking forward to rebound from that loss and claim the female WMC world title belt right here tonight when she faces off her opponent, Antonina Shevchenko. So two of the world's best female warriors to square off for the prestigious female WMC world title belt. For the first time in the Middle East, at Lebanon's biggest show, Phoenix Fight 2.
And ladies and gentlemen, the second challenger making her way to the red corner, from Peru, please welcome Antonina Shevchenko.
Antonina Shevchenko, Lion Fight Women's Lightweight Champion, World IFMA Muay Thai and K1 Champion, fights, interestingly enough, out of Lima, Peru. As an amateur, Antonina has fought more than 300 times. She's a Muay Thai, kickboxing, taekwondo, boxing and sanda stylist, recognized as a master of sport in Muay Thai and taekwondo. Antonina is a 7-time Muay Thai champion and 3 times world IFMA Muay Thai champion, with a 38-1 kickboxing Muay Thai record. And if you didn't know, her sister is world champion fighter Valentina Shevchenko, top ranking fighter in the Ultimate Fighting Championships Premier Women's Division. So as I said, two of the world's best female warriors here tonight for that WMC world title belt, right here at Phoenix Fight 2. Those are the numbers up on screen. Shevchenko 32, Keskikangas
Introducing these
23.
two challengers, so once again, the fighter standing in the blue corner. She is 26 years of age, stands 171 centimeters tall and has a fight record of 2 wins with 1 loss. She represents Sweden. She is Isa Keskikangas. And standing across the ring in the red corner, this fighter is 32 years of age. She stands 172 centimeters tall and has a record of 38 wins with just 1 loss. She represents Peru. She is Antonina Shevchenko. Your referee in charge of action is Mr. Hassan Gassamani.
Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds, the second of our championship bouts. The Phoenix and WMC world titles up for grab here in this junior welterweight championship bout at 63.5 kilograms. Fighting out of the blue corner with the blue shorts, Isa Tidblad Keskikangas from Sweden. She takes on what can only be described as an absolute handful in the shape of Antonina Shevchenko. Age difference here, Keskikangas 26, Shevchenko 32 years. But here's the numbers that matter. Keskikangas 2-1, Shevchenko 38-1. Grant, what a matchup of champions this is.
Well, on paper, it's one of these ones where you think, why is somebody with 2-1 fighting somebody with 38-1? This could be a mismatch. However, I know the Swedish team. They are tough as old boots, should we say, and Mrs. Keskikangas has come to win this title. Shevchenko, though, is a real handful. She is super world class and just smashes everybody she's fought. You can see that by a 38-1 record. It's an intriguing fight, an intriguing matchup. It could all be over. It could all be over very soon, Will, or it could have been one of these strange ones where the matchmaker has put together a fantastic fight. Now, Mr. Luai Kiblawi, he is the matchmaker for this event, and he rarely makes a mistake. So I'm looking forward to an explosive and fairly matched world title fight.
So, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds, Antonina Shevchenko takes on Isa Keskikangas of Sweden. Well, we know she's a stand-up demolisher, Shevchenko, and given the opportunity, she already rocks back Keskikangas.
Very stiff techniques, wasn't it?
Very stiff technique. And there we see that side push kick. Good right hand finds its way in. I think the hands are going to be decisive here, Grant.
Yeah, Shevchenko has got heavy hands. They haven't started off too slowly, as we saw the Thai earlier, Musapon. But Shevchenko is so strong. Her straight punches are really stiff. And you saw early on that jab, it just knocked Isa's head back. I think you're right. The boxing could be the decisive factor.
Well, she worked her way in very slickly there. Little short combination on the inside. There's the power, as you say, Grant. Takes her opponent down. And this is turning into be, well, a little bit of a stiff learning curve for Keskikangas, because this is an experienced opponent. There's the axe kick. We see a little flavour of that early on, and I think that's the Taekwondo background. She's a master in a lot of disciplines, is Shevchenko, so she's bringing a lot of flavour to this gumbo of Muay Thai.
You're right, and when she caught that kick just now of Keskikangas and tripped her, the timing was superb. There goes a left liver kick. That could be, they add up as the bout goes on.
Keskikangas a little off target here, not getting the range right, trying to stalk Shevchenko, but Shevchenko closes the distance so dramatically. And there you go again from the clinch, that takedown, and Keskikangas kisses canvas.
And when they go down like that and land full weight with somebody else on top of them, it knocks the wind out of you. And of course, you know, some would say that 80% of fighting is your gas tank.
Well, absolutely, and we just saw another glimmer of that axe kick go right over the head of Keskikangas from Shevchenko, and the crowd here, ooh and ah, with trepidation, because we might see that as being decisive.
And as you said earlier, in one of the earlier bouts, is something you don't often see is that sliding push kick, and the axe kick is something that's not really that common, but can be very effective if delivered to the right place on the head.
Yeah, it went out of trend for a long time, Grant, making its way back. I mean, you know, it was straight front push kick, roundhouse kick, you know, maybe a reverse roundhouse kick, but now we're seeing, well, a little bit more added to it.
Yeah, and one thing we saw here in Phoenix 1 was the spinning back kick straight to the liver. I think we had 2 knockouts with that.
Wow, well, that's amazing that it's made its comeback. So we had the 10-second clapper, that's the end of the round, and I have to say that that was a great opener for Shevchenko.
But we didn't see a complete domination of Keskikangas. She's very much in the fight. So, as I said earlier, the matchmaking here, very wise indeed. On paper, possibly a mismatch. In reality, a great fight.
Well, Grant, as I said, Shevchenko, the lion fight women's lightweight champion, the current world IFMA Muay Thai and K1 champion. You know, there's a lot of scrambled egg on the shoulder there.
Oh, so her pedigree is undoubtable. And as you say, she has a taekwondo background as well. She's a 7 times Muay Thai champion and 3 times world IFMA Muay Thai champion, and that is a credible belt to hold. You know, there's a lot of we see it in the MMA world, the kickboxing or flick boxing as I call it. There's a world champion at every gym around the UK sometimes. But yeah, I know that's naughty of me to say, but I'm just I'm saying it as it is. But when you look at the rankings here and look at the credibility of it, these really are world-class world champions.
Absolutely, Grant. The WMC belt, the blue ribbon, really, of attainment. But just look at that experience. Muay Thai, kickboxing, taekwondo, boxing, and Sanda. What a tough discipline Sanda is. Chinese boxing. I mean, I remember from my old Kyokushin days, the only guys that used to come and give us trouble were the Chinese boxers. You know, they were tough and hard. That's a tough regime. So she's bringing a lot to this. It's scheduled for 5 rounds. We've had the first. We're going into the second. I think that, well, this has been a very strong opening for Shevchenko, and, well, Keskikangas has got her work cut out.
And what do you think, Will, here? You know, it's a 5-round fight. We have 2 minutes rest in between rounds. Now, I mean, it's obviously given them a lot. Oh, some nice elbows there going in by Shevchenko.
That was a lovely takedown. That was decisive after the elbow strikes.
Super dominant, wasn't it? But that 2-minute round, as I was saying, really gives the fighters time to recover.
Spinning back fist, lands clumsily, but it's followed up with a crisp right hand. And Keskikangas now starting to feel the heat as the pressure is building up from Shevchenko. These are shots that are on target, Grant, and this is really lifting the pace of this bout right quite early on in the second round.
And I think, you know, Shevchenko, she's showing her dominance. But for Keskikangas, for someone who's only had 3 fights on paper, you know, she is no walkover, is she?
Well,
however,
absolutely.
I think Shevchenko now is coming on strong and will get stronger as the fight goes on.
Well, a lot of experience there. Shevchenko had 300 opening bouts as an amateur in all kinds of disciplines. So that experience we can see here, and she slipped in the elbows into proceedings quite nicely, and nearly, well, a departure from the ring. Our referee having to recover both ladies. Mr. Hassan Gassadini having to haul them back in. And really the pace of this fight hasn't been the ebb and flow that we've seen with the others. This has been Shevchenko, who just lands a big left hand through the middle there, fighting southpaw here. She's really brought that left cross into play, but it's not been the ebb and flow. It's starting to be dominated by the fighter from Peru.
And isn't it wonderful, Will, to see, you know, I never used to be a fan, if I'm honest, of female fights. A lot of them were untidy and they didn't have the skill of the guys. But female fighters in the MMA world, Muay Thai and kickboxing, really have evolved, in my opinion, over the past 5 to 10 years. And look at these two here. This is a genuine world-class fight, be they female or male. You know, they're a credit to the sport.
Absolutely, the athleticism and skill being displayed here is great. But we're seeing the swingometer of favour swing over to Shevchenko. She's just taken down Keskikangas again, and Keskikangas looks to me like someone that's running out of ideas. No lack of heart, but Shevchenko's got it all going on. She's got that library, that store to rely on, that bank of ideas to come up with something fresh every time.
Yeah, her cardio is off the chart. Blimey, that was a spinning back fist that was like a whirlwind. She's showing her dominance. She's got an arsenal of techniques that look to outweigh Keskikangas. You can judge Keskikangas, but you're only ever as good as your opponent will allow you to be. Classier than her record, but I feel that, as you say, the pendulum's swinging in Shevchenko's favour, and Keskikangas is going to have to pull something out of the hat if she wants it to swing her way.
Well, absolutely, and Shevchenko very measured. She's got this nailed down. Her sister in the ring, in the corner, I should say, of the ring with her, and Valentina.
Is that the one with the beard? No.
That's not the one with the beard. Valentina in the corner, and I won't let it out that you said that.
No, please don't. No.
And yeah, this is very much a fight that, as we said, on paper looked as if it might be unbalanced. Keskikangas, no discredit to her, she's fighting a good fight. But as we saw with Adras earlier in his outing against the Thai fighter,
Musipon Pakorn,
the very man, it just, no matter what you did, it just couldn't cover the ground. And I think we're starting to see that now. We're starting to see the air between the skill levels of these two fighters and, well, the level of intent, because Shevchenko's come to do business.
And it's interesting, some people would say, you know, oh, you've always got a puncher's chance. If you land one, the lights are going out. At this level, things like that go out the window. Shevchenko's timing is impeccable. Very impressed when when Keskikangas throws a kick and Shevchenko catches it. It really is poetry in motion.
And there's the moment where it just got a little untidy. Both ladies being hauled back into the ring. And Keskikangas doing nothing wrong, but there you go. There's an old judo hip throw.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's all in the works here, and that's what Shevchenko's got to draw on.
I wonder if she's thinking about moving into mixed martial arts. That would be something fantastic.
So, we await the round where the rubber hits the tarmac. Round 3. So, Shevchenko and Keskikangas just had an abrupt interruption while the ring was sorted out again. Referee Hassan Gassadini just making sure all is in order before the start. Good exchange, left, right, left. Ooh, Superman punch went straight through there. Shevchenko really has it all going on. Keskikangas pushing back, but it seems as if she's pushing back against the tide. Lands a great straight right through the middle there. And then in the clinch, the exchange of knees from Keskikangas. She's really stepping it up here, Grant.
Yeah, I mean, she's a skilled fighter, no doubt about that. But there really is a class difference here and a power difference.
Well, that front teep just kissing the chin there of Keskikangas, and the left hand coming through. She's really causing problems for Keskikangas, fighting southpaw, but actually using the left hand first, which, you know, in terms of range, distance and speed, well, she's executing really well here.
And like you say, I don't think this is a bad matchup by any stretch of the imagination, but it makes you wonder if Keskikangas, with a record of 2-1, went away and had maybe 5-6 more fights, how good would she be then?
Well, that elbow strike landed. Keskikangas felt that. Shevchenko took advantage, had her opponent up against the ropes. They nearly went out of the ring, but the elbow strike landed. So did that right hand. That lead right hand is causing all kinds of problems. And Keskikangas starting to blow now. She's bringing it on, but Shevchenko's waiting for it with an answer.
Yeah. She's timing it to perfection. Shevchenko's so experienced, so good, that she's able to read what Keskikangas is going to do next. There's that elbow as she steps in.
And she throws it, you don't realise it's coming. That's a really blind shot for the opponent. She just offers the hands up, but then follows through and lands with the elbow. So keeping the distance again, controlling the range. Keskikangas, well, no lack of heart here, but this is all about skill levels in this chess game, and Shevchenko's just got it going on.
And you're right to mention chess. It's such a tactical, mind you, this is a bit more complex than chess. Boxing is often described as like a game of chess. Muay Thai, many more factors to think about. Lovely spinning techniques there. I mean, Shevchenko certainly done her homework on Keskikangas, hasn't she?
Absolutely, Keskikangas is bringing nothing to this that Shevchenko can't deal with. And, well, Shevchenko just has the panoply of strikes available. Keskikangas punches the air as she did in the second, but she's running east looking for a sunset, because I'm absolutely, you know, convinced that unless Keskikangas can bring a stoppage to this, well, Shevchenko will stroll home walking on a cake. This is a cakewalk. No disrespect to what Keskikangas has brought to this, but this is a title fight, and I have to say the level that Shevchenko is working at is truly phenomenal. So a standout in Europe, Keskikangas. She currently holds the IFMA European Muay Thai Championship belt. Just look at the way that technique was delivered. And here again, the sweep, the takedown, the power, just really too much for Keskikangas. Still unfazed, still looking, well, I wouldn't say lemon fresh, but still up for it. She's taken a good few elbow strikes in this encounter. We need to see what the next 2 rounds will bring us. The work really cut out for Keskikangas. And it's absolutely fantastic that Valentina travels with her sister. The 2 Shevchenko sisters in the red corner as we step out for the 4th round. So, a sprightly start to this 4th round opening, with Keskikangas knowing she's got work to do, starting to put a little pressure on. And it's a real tap dance through a minefield for Keskikangas, because Shevchenko really just such a wide range of technique and strikes available. Moving round the ring very well, brings up that high kick. And again, the right and the left, turns her opponent, goes into the clinch. And yeah, if you didn't think that women's Muay Thai was tough, just look at referee Hassan Gassadini trying to control this. And that spinning back fist that actually follows through with an elbow. Down to the ground they go. And Keskikangas coming off the worst.
And I know, Will, just talking to some of the fans earlier, Shevchenko comes into this as a firm favourite, and they would love to see a female knockout.
Well, no lack of effort on the part of Shevchenko. She's landed some really crisp shots. And but Keskikangas is the one that needs the stoppage here, because so far, well, it's all gone Shevchenko's way.
It's interesting though, Shevchenko is starting to blow.
5 rounds is a long time when you're in that ring. Temperature absolutely fever pitch here in Beirut and in the arena. So, you know, this is hard work for these ladies.
And some nice inside work with the knees there from Keskikangas.
So it ain't over till it's over. You know that, I know that, Grant. But what can Keskikangas bring to this? As you said, Shevchenko starting to tire now. That low kick of Keskikangas starting to work. Gets caught there with the mid kick. Gets bowled over there.
You can't actually do that, grab the leg and walk forward like that, Will. Referee just giving Shevchenko a little telling off. Her work rate has slowed down slightly.
Well, the clock against Keskikangas in this instance. Really up the ante here, but just didn't have enough time to really make it work. Well, it's all down to the 5th round again, and I think both these fighters are going to step it up, but this is going to be a very, very interesting finish. Keskikangas still strong and looking actually, well, lemon fresh here at this stage.
I think you're right. Shevchenko sat down there. She was the one blowing heavier at the end of that 4th round. Keskikangas, right from the go-get here, has been coming forward. She was getting picked off earlier, but it just seems, and it may be too late, but she's starting to find her range.
Yes, that's been the problem so far. Shevchenko has been a target that you just couldn't nail down. So it's taken her this time. Well, will we see something meaningful? Will we see an absolute blockbuster here? Will we see someone kiss canvas before the end of the 5th? Or will it be, well, a points win, which is already a foregone conclusion for Shevchenko?
But, you know, Keskikangas is in a no-lose situation here, really. If she loses the fight on points, you know, she fought a real worthy 38-1 opponent. If she gets stopped, she got stopped by a world champion. If I was in her corner, I'd be saying, listen, perhaps throw a bit of caution to the wind and unload. Don't be, you know, you've been hit, you've taken her best shots up to now. Yes, they're going to hurt, but if you want this title, if you want to win this fight, you've got to go for it.
Well, there's been no lack of effort from Keskikangas, and certainly Shevchenko's been very focused, and this is just the power of, well, giving away a slight height advantage, actually, Shevchenko, but powering her opponent down. Well, we go to the 5th and final, and, well, Shevchenko looking a little battle-weary, giving that slight height advantage to Keskikangas. So, for the Phoenix and WMC world titles here, the Junior Welterweight Championship at 63.5 kilograms, Antonina Shevchenko in the red corner takes on Isa Keskikangas in the blue. I'm joined ringside by our Master of Ceremonies and Super Referee Grant Waterman. Grant, just look at how this has started.
Well, it's a 5-round fight. It is for a world title, but the action really has not slowed down. Keskikangas started this 5th and final round. She was chomping at the bit, Will.
Absolutely. It's been evenly chaotic across the 5, but Shevchenko's controlled it. Look at her on her toes, look at the footwork, she's used the space well, and she's really caused Keskikangas to have range problems. That's all changing now. Keskikangas, as you said, Grant, thrown caution to the wind. The corner have said, look, you know, look at the score, look at the fight record of Shevchenko. It doesn't matter. Go out and do what you got to do.
Yeah. And she's still coming forward, stalking her opponent. That was a nice right hand there. Just whipped the head of Shevchenko back.
Shevchenko comes back strongly, delivers a punishing left cross, throws it first as well. That's confidence.
And we've seen Shevchenko attempt that spinning back elbow several times. That's always going to be dangerous. I thought she was setting it up just now before they went into that clinch.
This is where Shevchenko always seems to manage to outmaneuver her opponent, the nuance in the clinch. This time it didn't go to the ground. Oh, that was a punishing right-left combo. Shevchenko starting to punish on the counter. There's the elbow going in. Keskikangas gets caught with the spinning elbow. This is really starting to heat up, Grant. Down it goes. Shevchenko takes her opponent down and again punishes Keskikangas for that exposure that came about from the aggression.
And Shevchenko, she is the classier fighter. That spinning elbow was fantastic, but she is blowing.
Well, this is where Keskikangas might take advantage if she can create the distance and bring in the right shot. At the moment, Shevchenko's drawing her in. There you see it, the spinning back fist. It hit the hands of Keskikangas, but it shows that Keskikangas hasn't got the range. She's not able to do anything but cover up when Shevchenko throws. And look at the space now. Shevchenko moves back, drops in the low kick.
Well, a few seconds left of this very final round. Shevchenko looks to be the winner, but I don't think Keskikangas should hold her head low as she leaves this arena. She's done herself proud.
Well, there's the final buzzer, I think, Grant. You've called it right. Great performance from Isa Keskikangas, but I don't think there'll be very many doubts here that Antonina Shevchenko has put in a championship and world-class performance.
Well done to both ladies.
Absolutely. A big round of applause here in the arena. And we might get a chance to revisit some of the action before the presentation. No, we're going straight to the announcement. Judges' scorecards are in. Two title belts to be awarded. The Phoenix and WMC World titles. The Junior Welterweight Championship to be decided. Well, the battle's been done. Just the announcement to be made. Still waiting for the judges' scorecards.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 fantastic rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge 1 scores the fight 50-45 for the red corner. Judge number 2 at 49-46, red corner. Judge number 3, 49-46. Declaring your winner and the new WMC and Phoenix World Champion, Antonina Shevchenko!
So Shevchenko takes the win. The new WMC and Phoenix world title holder. It was an emphatic performance. And the presentation, as you heard. Mr. Fox from the WMC and the CEO of Phoenix Fights, Mr. Chehe Yerevenya. So the photo opportunity, as you'd expect. Mr. Sami Kiblawi, Mr. Lawi Kiblawi, Mr. Chehe Yerevenya, Mr. Fox, of course, Antonina and Valentina Shevchenko, all there for the shot. The announcement has been made, the awards have been given, and Grant's going to have a few words with the winner. Great performance from Isa Keskikangas. Keskikangas put in, well, a worthy performance. Again, absolutely nothing wrong, but just couldn't get enough right.